Hi, this video is going to explain to you about cases and case classification in NVivo. Cases. What are the cases? Cases are units of observation in your research study. These units represent people, represent places, events, or other entities that we need to analyze or compare in NVivo. For example, here, this one, we have some cases and some people that we collected the data from, and we can create cases based on their age, on gender, geographical placement, and any entity that we'd like to analyze or compare. Let's see how we are going to create cases. We go for NVivo, and from the NVivo, we go to create, and we are going to create a case classification. First of all, what is the name of the case classification? Give it a name, so it's going to be like a folder will hold many cases inside. So I will go for gender case. Can be people case. It depends on what I need to compare. So I have gender case, and then I will go for the attributes of this case. So if we go here now to sources, classifications, and in the classifications we have case classifications, and you can see the top one because it is the recent one, the gender case. Let's see what are the attributes we need to embed in this folder or in this case classification. This one is going to be gender. We give it if female or male. Okay, and then in this folder I'm going to assign what I need exactly to specify. So the first one is going to be female. And this one is going to be female. And then add another one which is male. Okay, this we can this always by default we have unassigned and not applicable, but when we present the data we can exclude these two. So we created, first of all, we created a case classification like a folder. I give it a name, gender case, and inside this I started the attributes. The attributes here is going to be gender is F or M, just a name, so that will help me to assign for each participant F or M, and the value is going to be male or female, and okay. Then that we created the main folder and the subfolder. We go now to our sources to assign these variables to my interviews, and in the interviews I'm going to select the interviews that I need to assign the attributes to them to belong to my case, which is gender. I go here, I select these, and right click on the selected interviews, and from the menu I'm going to go for create as, and I will go for the last option, which is create as cases. Now you have all the cases that have been created previously, but I'm going to go for assign to classification, and the one that we already just created now, which is gender case, I'm going to select and OK. So all these interviews have been assigned to this case. So let's go again to classifications, and the gender case, I'm going to double click on it on the top one, and you can see now what are these. These are the interviews that I have selected, and this is the case that we had already assigned. So I'm going to give a gender. Here you can see male, female. Margaret is a female, and Maria female, Mary female, Richard male, Robert is a male, Susan female, Thomas male, and William is male. So now I assign the cases to my interviews, which is that link. If I would like to represent this to be more visual, to represent this in a chart, we can go to explore, and I'm going to make a chart of this data. So the chart is going to be represented by cases, and next, I'm going to say, for example, what is the x-axis? The x-axis is going to be in the select, in the gender case, gender male or female. Okay, this is the one to be represented. And here, because we have male female, we have unassigned and not applicable. If you'd like to exclude this from the display, from the chart, I'm going to select the second option and finish. And now the data will represent, you can see now, chart. So actually they are exactly equal. The number on these interviews, female and male, they are exactly equal. If we would like to get back again in the summary, the gender case here, yeah, actually 1, 2, they are really equal because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 female and we have 3 male. That's exactly. Let's say if I would like to play with this and I say, for example, I have like here, one is a female here and one and the chart. And again chart, I'm going to make it again, and the cases. Let's make it more visual. I'm going to add another, just we imagine these are just names of females, to make it more visually displayed in the cases. And next, the case I've selected the gender, male or female, okay, and all attributes except unassigned, not applicable. You can see now, yeah, it's really obvious now because the number of females are more. So this is the display. We can make it by different types of the chart. If you'd like to make it like a 3D pie, it's going to be like this. And that is really good to quantify the qualitative data by making cases. So the cases in general, we can say these are like units of observation in your research study, where we can analyze and compare between different entities. We created a main case, which is for classification as a folder, and from the case classification we could create many cases, and we assign the interviews or any notes that you'd like to have, or any kind of data, and we assign the cases to this to these interviews, and it can be represented on a table based or in a chart based. I hope that you find the case of classification in NVivo is useful. Thank you and goodbye.